Captain Arthur.
EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present third round coverage of the PGA Championship. The season's final major championship is about to get underway here at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina. And Frank, as we look at the field for this PGA Championship, this golf course favors what kind of player?
Good drivers of the golf ball, Rich. The first time they had the event actually at Quail Hollow when it was a regular tour event, David Toms won, who was one of the straightest drivers of the ball. Rory McIlroy's won twice around here, obviously one of the premier drivers of the golf ball. JB Holmes, we know he's long, but also amazingly straight for that length. Ricky Fowler on a good day is a great driver of the golf ball. That's really what Quail Hollow not only requires, but demands. Oh, I liked that.
Oh, I'm liking
Well, this
that
looks good.
balance.
Now the approach shot here at the par 4 first.
There's a big mound in the middle of this green, Rich, and the ball has a tendency to kick either side of that, so just be aware.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie.
Great start.
Frank, this is a really fun hole, a pretty short par 3 downhill.
Yeah, half a club, you can allow for that, so it won't play its full yardage. You can really see that right part of the green. That's the most inviting one, but when they stick the flag on the left, you really have to be precise.
This could be a good one. Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Has it for another birdie. 2 holes, 2 birdies. This is a strong par 4, 452 yards, the third hole. It's a good challenge, Frank.
It is big sweeping dogleg left. Actually in a straight line, it's 315, 320 yards to run out. So if you hit the ball further than that, it's going to have to draw. Otherwise you'll be hitting in the rough on the other side. Still a lengthy shot under there on a green that actually has 3 different levels.
That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be what? 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. What a nice shot. Right on the green and a pretty easy putt on the way. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, this is a player in full flight right now.
It looks too easy right now.
Now to the fourth hole here at Quail Hollow, just under 490 yards.
Yeah, they used to have the tee on the right side, which actually made that tee shot very uncomfortable. When they put the new tee box in on the left side, it's a little easier to hit that fairway because that fairway slopes from right to left. I've seen some long tee shots, but it's the advantage to tee that ball up, get it up there quickly, get the wind behind you. It's amazing how far you can hit it.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Good chance now after that approach shot for a birdie.
He's so precise coming in, and the measurement is 9 feet away.
Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
And getting ready for the putt. In for par. Here we are at the par 5 fifth. It's 570 yards. Frank, this should be reachable for most players, don't you think?
Yeah, if you hit a good tee shot, especially with the draw, it will be. But the hardest part of this is judging that kick on the fairway that kicks the ball to the right. And it sort of turns at that awkward area at where the top of your tee shot range. That's where that dog leg is.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Third shot, looking for a good one. On the green in regulation. So a tester from 4 feet. Good putt. Wow, Frank, this is all you want in a par 3. 250 yards here at the 6th.
Hey, that's what these guys need, especially in a PGA championship. Fortunately, the hole plays a little bit downhill, but 250, whichever way you cut it, is a big par 3.
That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Frank, there's a lot to chew on here as you get to the tee at the 532-yard par 5 7th.
In today's game, 530 plus change you'd think is incredibly short. And look at the trouble in front of you. Water all the way down the right side and around that right side of the green. Bunkers left. This is not for the faint of heart.
Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. He has hit a good one. Frank, no reason here to think we're going to see anything other than another good shot.
Yeah, in a great flow, and golf like this looks easy. Surely not.
We just saw a player in total control of what he's doing. Didn't miss a green in regulation all day long. Locked in on the read and the speed. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, I love a drivable par 4. In the modern power game, it really adds an element of excitement. And here we go at the 350-yard par 4/8.
Well, you're definitely going to love this one then, Rich, because it ticks all the boxes here. There's no water in play, just a few bunkers down the left and the one that protects the right side of the green. And you've got a really narrow green, so plenty of reward with minimal risk. Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Frank, they took the safe route off the tee. What are they facing now?
Yeah, 245 to the top of this hill, Rich. But still, look at that green up ahead, the angle of it. This is going to have to be hit properly. You want that ball to stop as soon as it lands. Should be safely on deck.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. These putts keep the round together. Wow, I didn't expect that. Clean this up with a tap. Bad news is, Frank, that's a bogey, but the good news, it still has the lead.
Can't afford another, though.
Frank, this is a really good way to finish out the front side here at Quail Hollow. 495-yard par 4.
Yeah, it's the longest par 4 at Quail Hollow. Some say it might be the toughest. I'm not quite in that camp. And the reason why, that green slopes in from both sides, the left and the right. But you can see why good drivers have done well here, because it was a big reward for thumping a big, long, straight drive down here. Oh, that's fine. Rich, I'm amazed how much the PGA Championship has changed over these last 10 to 15 years. Their choice of venues have really upgraded the championship. It's no longer just the fourth major. In some respects, it's a professional golfers championship now. We have the Masters, we have the US Open, we have the Open Championship, but now we have a setup at the end of the year for the fourth major that allows these guys to showcase their skills. It's not overly tough, it's not overly brutal, it's scoreable, but the thing about it, it's a test.
And it's the only major championship set up by the professional golfers of America. It's a fair setup. The players will tell you that. There's nothing tricky about it. And when you take these majors to the great venues, so often it gives you the great champions. Pretty good shot right there. Has his par. Excellent front side, trying to keep it going here on the second 9.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself he's gone for a little extra.
Flame on! Golf ball. Shout out to Human Torch, Superhero, Fantastic Four,
Smoke
Marvel, and also my girl Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. She flames on too.
Yeah, ball sitting
the
up.
power of the
Don't worry
cosmos.
about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here.
He's set up for his third shot here, looking to get it on the green with this. Birdie try up next. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Back here at the par 4 11th at Quail Hollow, set to tee off. What's the right game plan here, Frank?
Oh, there's two really. That left bunker off the tee, it's about 265 yards to get it on the fairway, or 308 yards, 310 yards run out there. I've seen players just try and carry the bunker, sort of set up a short iron, and I've seen players like Rory McIlroy just try and blast a driver with a hook on it. Both strategies have worked.
This one will play a little bit longer. It's up the hill to that green.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there. This for another birdie on this hole on the week. Count it, that's a birdie. Here we are now at the 12th, and Frank, this is a beautiful but dangerous hole, par 4.
It is in a number of ways. The hole bends gently to the right, which you'd think would favor a nice little fade, but the fairway just seems to shrink up. I've seen this fairway missed by so many good players. And plus its yardage, 450 odd. You can't really lay back too far, otherwise you've got too long for your second shot.
I knew it right away. Picked up the tee, didn't even look at it. We can see it. It's perfect, right down the middle of the fairway. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen.
Frank, he took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Here we are at the par 3, 13th hole. It's 210 yards. What does it take here, Frank?
It's one actually where you'd rather be conservative than aggressive here. And the reason why is this green tends to roll off at the back and the front and the middle there. So it's just something that pitches more in the central part of the green is really what's required.
That is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Virtually no error in that putting stroke. Good putt.
Wow, Frank, this is a really good little par 4, isn't it, the 14th?
It is, and this is where one of those strong 3-woods comes in. The last 50 or 60 yards as the ball kicks down and towards the left, and it sounds like an aggressive play, but like a hard 3-wood trying to run it down there is actually not a bad play.
Is it drivable?
It is drivable, but it's whether it's worth the risk.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Now at the par 5, 15th hole, 577 yards. Frank, you remember what Rory McIlroy did here in 2010, that final round, 62?
I certainly do, Rich. That was an amazing run on the second 9. And holes like this, too. He just stood up here with a driver and just obliterated it down there with a nice draw. Took those bunkers out of play and just set up a mid-iron.
Come on
That
now.
ball absolutely scorched.
Wow.
Hit a
Golf
seed
ball.
out there.
Shout out to Human Torch. And also my girl Brie Larson has got the Marvel. She flames on too. With the power of the Cosmos.
What a drive.
And shout out to tomorrow being the
tattooed
anniversary,
that.
1 year
Frank, who
anniversary
knows, with
of the movie
Green
Captain
Mile
Marvel coming
looming ahead,
out.
starting at 16. This
My
might
girl
be
Brie
the
Larson, of
last
course.
great
And
chance for a
today's
player to really
March
make something
7th,
happen.
And Rich, you're
2020.
going to have to get a very high
And
second shot, something that gets up very
The
quickly.
movie came out
And the
on
reason
March
why,
8th,
I don't think there's a
2019,
flat
and tomorrow's
portion on
March,
this
March
screen.
8th, 2020. 3-8-2020. And it's going to be amazing, exciting, pretty fresh. It's going to be perfect. And I'm going to be celebrating it. So I'm going to acknowledge that and shout out to that. All right, let's keep it moving.
Frank, the beauty of the game, the changing conditions. You've played it all over the world, and you don't play it inside a dome, do you?
Yeah, anybody can play on a fine, still day, but what separates the good from the great is actually days like today. That's when that little extra attention to detail, the better strike, the better swing, is certainly going to pay dividends.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here.
Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that quick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. And I guess you're allowed that in this game.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
When you consider the length of that putt, that's a good putt.
Birdie try again here today.
Well, we'll never know if that had gone in, because it never made it.
Just a little tap in here. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
This is the start of what some say is the toughest finishing stretch on the PGA Tour. It's known as the Green Mile. Frank, what makes it so challenging?
Well, this hole in particular, Rich, the dogleg right, it means it plays every inch of it's just over 500 yards. That bunker you can see down the right, 325 yards to carry that. If you can fly the ball that far, at least you can chew off 2/3 of this hole, and that is well required here. Otherwise, it's a long, long second shot.
Well, now it's right in his wheelhouse, good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget. Not a gimme, but well within his range. So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching two tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
Frank, the 17th here at Quail Hollow. It is all you want.
And a bit more, actually. The only advantage the player has, it plays a little bit downhill. But when you look at the lake in front of you, if there's any swirling breeze out there, it just becomes a nightmare trying to choose the right club.
Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck? Second shot.
Solid play, heart of the green.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
They'll take it. That's a par. Here we are, the 18th hole at Quail Hollow. Simply put, Frank, a player needs to hit maybe his best tee shot of the day.
I would agree with you, Rich. If you were to measure this hole from trees on the left to trees on the right, it's actually a really wide fairway or expansive land. But that creek that just meanders its way through the middle of this hole completely changes the nature of this hole. And consequently, you hit the nail on the head. If you don't hit a good tee shot, you will rack up something here. And I've got no idea how big it would be.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
A tester from 4 feet.
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, that front page of the leaderboard has been looking good all week.
You're exactly right, Rich. I think our winner is certainly going to come from that list right now. I'm excited for tomorrow's final round.
All right, CBT Hearts are over and out. And like I said, shout out to the anniversary of Captain Marvel. The movie come out tomorrow with my girl Brie Larson, and it's on March 8th, 2020. And the movie came out on March. Yes. The movie came out on March 8th, 2019. And so yes, it's the anniversary tomorrow, 1 year anniversary. And so shout out to that. And it's basically sounding pretty fresh. My two favorite movies in 2019 are Captain Marvel and Avengers Endgame. And of course, Brie Larson in that also. She's in Avengers Endgame too. And it's just perfect. Like I said, so I want to take acknowledge that. And also, like I said, today's March 7th. And that's tomorrow. And that's in 1 day. And also, shout out to my girl Kefla being added on the Dragon Ball FighterZ. That video game exactly 1 week and 1 day ago, 8 days ago. On February 28th, 2020, and usually that would be 7 days ago, but that's usually right. February added another day this year because it's a leap year this year, with being 2020. 2020 is a leap year. 2020 is a leap year, and so there was 29 days of February. So with that, it was 8 days ago, February 29th. Existed this year, 2020. So yes, that's pretty fresh also. And my girl Kefla's perfect. And like I said, shout out to her again on the Dragon Ball FighterZ 8 days ago, exactly 8 days ago, 1 week and 1 day ago. And it's so much fun fighting with her. I had Dragon Ball FighterZ on Nintendo Switch. That's my favorite console. Nintendo Switch. Nintendo is my favorite console, and it's just so much fun fighting with her. And her and Gotenks. And Goten is my favorite character in the Dragon Ball universe, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. And he has the Gotenks with the fusion dance, and Kefla has the fusion earrings. It's just so much fun fighting both of them, so it's perfect fighting both of them. And Goten is perfect, Kefla is perfect, and I'm perfect, and it's just perfect, so I want to say now that. And also, shout out to my birthday month of February. That's my birthday month also, February 2020. My birthday was on February 4th, 2020. Joyce, happy birthday to me. I turned from 22 years of age to 23 years of age. And that's also perfect. And I'm perfect. So I want to acknowledge that. And also shout out to the Final Fantasy VII Remake coming out next month on April 10th, 2020. In 1 month and 3 days. That's also going to be amazing, exciting, pretty fresh. Shout out to Cloud, Tifa, Baron, and the whole crew. and it's going to be perfect. So I want to acknowledge that also. Shout out to that. And with all that being said, I just wanted to acknowledge all of that. And CBC Naruto, over and out.